need for growth. I'ma be inside the coat. I never are. That's why. Come along now. Run away from the humdrum. We'll go to a place that is safe from greed, anger, and mood. We'll dance and sing till sundown and feast with abandon. We'll sleep when the morning comes. Right by the sun,
Welcome to the podcast, All Things Tormented. We are here. My name is Jinx.
And I'm Lena.
And welcome to our podcast, guys. This is a video podcast. If you're watching this on YouTube, what up? Hey!
The YouTuber than me.
Yeah. And then if you're hearing this on podcast, hello. This is the ASMR podcast.
I wanted it to start, but it didn't.
Oh
Sorry.
my goodness
Sorry.
gracious. You're destroying the set that we don't have.
Sorry.
I paid good money for this.
Did you? How
No,
much?
not really. It was actually free. But welcome, guys. We are here talking about basically all things Tormented. For those of you that don't know, I go by the name of Jinx, and this is Lena. She is my makeup artist and my girlfriend. So 2 for 1. We're just going to talk about how we got started, as well as covering everything that's going on with Tormented Society. I first off want to say I hope everyone is safe during this time. I hope that people are really doing what we're supposed to do, which is self-quarantine and self-isolation from people. So make sure you guys stay safe. We're trying our best. And I know it's tough, but that's why we decided to make this podcast, because I know a lot of you guys are probably bored.
We see the TikToks. Everyone's bored.
Everyone's bored.
Might as well have something to watch.
Exactly. So that's why we're here. We're here to entertain you guys, here to answer your guys' questions. But we're going to go ahead and get started first off by talking about how we met. And first off, before that, the reason I've been wanting to do this podcast for a long time, actually, this is one of the ideas that I had brought to Lena. And I said, hey, you know, when we first kind of started doing this, where I was like, hey, like, let's create a podcast. Let's do something really cool. Because I love listening to podcasts, different kinds of podcasts. But it wasn't until the whole team went to the Nights of Horror podcast. So shout out to the Nights of Horror. Follow them on Instagram as well as YouTube. They are awesome. Anthony and Sam are super cool. And they have multiple pages. I see them grinding. I see them putting in the work. So they really inspired us even more to be like, okay, we need to put out a podcast. So big shout out to them. Make sure you guys go ahead and follow them. But you wanna hop on that first topic? We're new to this, so we're
awkward. We're living.
and we're living.
It's life. We're quarantining. Doing all the things we need to. I guess first off, how we started, which the entire reason of me and Alan meeting is its own awful story, which I'm sure we'll go over sometime soon.
Sometime, yeah.
It's really cringy on my part, mainly, but whatever. So Alan and I started are we using your first name?
No.
Okay. Well, Jinx and I
I'm sure people already know. They're going to rewind it and be like, what's his real name?
That's his real name. Search it. Sorry. It's
you are destroying this set right now.
Sorry. I'm working my feet.
It's okay.
So we both started at Fright Fest our same year, and Jinx, at the time, was Yellow Jacket, and he was
Yikes.
definitely a bat, but looked like a pig. It was
more like a pig.
It was a realistic prosthetic that is shaped to a real bat. But the way he was painted was he was very bright, and from first glance, it just looked like a pig. Anyways, we met there, and we became friends and dating and such. And then from there, he went to the Sliders Unite over at Queen Mary our first year, and I didn't get to go because at the time I was still working at Ulta. And so he ended up going, and I remember him texting me that night and being like, I'm going to be a Slider. I want to start my own character. And like Ducky, like they have a duo partner.
Yeah. Okay, so on that note, that was the first time I had ever been to One Dark Harbor, and plus seeing like
a full-on slider show.
A full-on slider show. It was called Sliders Unite. And it was super dope. I was like, this is really cool. I've never seen something like this. I never heard about sliders. I seen them at Six Flags, but I didn't really get the hype or get what it was really about.
Yeah.
This was also both of our first years as
Haunters of any sort.
exactly. So, excuse me. So seeing that, I was like, okay, like this is actually pretty cool. There was this duo. And all the sliders there were super cool, really awesome, great sliders. They can do incredible things. They do like flips and stuff like that. Insane. But the two that really stuck out to me was this duo partner. One of them was Ruth Duckworth, as well as her duo partner, who I only know his character name, which is Death.
Mm-hmm.
But they did this duo thing, and it was amazing. And I saw them, and I was like, I want to do that.
Yeah.
Specifically just for what they were doing.
Now that I think about it, I actually did the makeup for the people who went for Six Flags.
You
So
did?
The Wise Brothers.
Yeah.
I did both of the makeups for the second year of Sliders Unite. Although I wasn't there, I technically was there.
You technically were there.
I was there. I made that happen. But
It was super cool because we had, I saw them, and afterwards I immediately went up to Ruth, and I was like, can I get a photo with you guys? And she was super nice, and I took a photo, which I still have on my Instagram, and it's super cool. And I was like, after that, I went up to, at the time, the sliders in our area. I was like, from Six Flags, and I said, yo, I don't know what this is. I want to do it. Teach me. And they're like, all right, sounds good. So in January, we started working.
yeah, that happened in a couple months. I remember when you told me, you're like, I'm going to be a slider. And I was like, yeah, cool, babe. And then like the next week, he's like, so I bought pads, I bought shoes. And I was like, okay, we're doing it.
Okay, so
But
we're
what
doing
connected
this.
with that, he was like, I want to make my own character. And at first, this is when I was new to Six Flags, and I was like, there's no way in hell that that's going to happen, but go for it, try it, I'll do your makeup if it happens to become a thing, which it did, as I learned. Normally, Jinx is right. 85% of the time.
Not all the time. But yeah, it was just one of those things where seeing Ruth and her character and taking those qualities of how Ruth portrayed her character as well as Death portraying his character, I definitely wanted a dynamic duo, and that's exactly what I told head of Six Flags. I said I want to do a partner. But my first year, it took a while for that to happen. So I told Lena about this idea. I said, yo, let's do something. And I said, I want to create a character. I want to create a full concept story. I want to create something that hasn't been seen before. And she was like, really? Okay. And then from there, she just kind of hopped on it, and we ended up working on Jinx for a full year during haunt season. And then that progressed into the second year, which I feel like we really got a full grasp of what Jinx is. And during this time, all this time, I had told her, hey, like, I want to start a group, and I want to start a traveling squad. Like, we actually travel all over the world and scare people for a living.
Yeah.
And I want to make it a full-time career. And I know that at the time she was working at other makeup stores and doing other things. So I was like, hey, I know this is your passion, special effects, like specifically. So if you want to create something that can really get you paid, you know, would you be down to do it? And she said, yeah. And I think from there, that's when we decided Tormented Society started slowly but surely building.
Yeah. And we totally got the biggest help for the entire start of this through Screen Team, the owner, Scott Ramp, who has been my makeup mentor since I was in high school, and even said I had an inkling of desire of makeup. And he kind of took me under his wing and brought me into Six Flags. And as soon as I told him about this idea, he thought it was awesome. And he was like, I'll help you whatever you need. And so a big part of the reason why we get to do this every day is because, you know, Scream Team is sponsoring us, and it's something that they've entrusted with us from the very beginning. And I think that's really awesome. And a lot of my work that I do has all gone back to Scott, which I forever love him. He is my makeup dad. For sure.
Scott is so cool, so awesome. But yeah, that's basically how we kind of started. And then the idea, we have goals and bigger dreams as to what we want Tormented to be. And I think right now the small goal is to create, you know, things in terms of media, like things that are a wow factor. We're sending out teasers to Nights of Horror. We're still creating, even though during this quarantine time it sucks. And we're not able to create as much as we'd like to. We're not able to be around each other as much as we'd like to. We're still trying our best to create things
But I think the nice part about everyone in our group is everyone has their own interests. You know, some of us are into art, some of us are into the more athletic side, some are interested in the acting aspect of it all. It's kind of awesome that we can put all of our heads together and create really cool content. And now we're doing, you know, this podcast because we do have such a big team. We have such a big variety of characters.
It's just a way of getting to know people.
And just personalities in general.
Oh, yeah. A lot of different personalities, which I really love.
We're our own misfits, but I feel like we make the best family. And I mean, I think we're really funny. That's just me. Maybe you guys can let us know if we're not funny. Yeah. But for the most part,
let us know in the comments down below. Comment down below your favorite color right now.
Everyone's like, I hate every
Everyone's like, okay, never mind.
Clicks out with another first 5 minutes.
Unfollow. Unsubscribe.
On every account.
Cancel online merch order.
We get videos of them just like burning it.
Just burned it.
It's fun.
A lot of people ask us about the process and like how do we pick our people, and I feel like one of the main things is, I've told Lena this too, I said like, you could be the best at what you do, but at the end of the day, if you're coming with a horrible attitude or have a horrible mindset, you don't belong in this group, you know? And I think that goes a long way. I think character goes a long way. And we're really grateful for the people that are in our group that have multiple talents. It's not just one thing. They're not just a slider. They're not just a stilt walker. They, you know, are sliders plus they do aerial work plus they're stilt walkers plus they're, you know, they have their own antique shop. Everyone just brings something to the table that, one, we didn't expect. And we're like, oh my gosh, like you can do that. We needed that. Or we're going to go to this guy to help us out with that. But if you do it, you're in our group, you might as well do it here, you know? I feel like that's another thing with Tormented. When we pitch people the idea of the group, we always let them know, like, this is your space to be kind of what you want to be or what you want to achieve in your haunt career. That's another thing that...
And I feel like another thing that's really special about it is that a part of everyone's character is a little part of the darkness within them, which I think is nice because it's some stuff that isn't something that they're very vocal about, or whether it just be like for you, like part of Jinx is, you know, is a slice of, you know, your depression, and that's your way of it being your outlet. And I feel like it's like that for everybody. So whatever their talent is, they get to utilize that and make in turn their own personal lives better because they have an outlet for it, if that makes sense. But I think it's just a great group all around, but I'm biased.
Yeah, having like that outlet of, because Jinx is definitely a representation of my anxiety and depression, and I use Jinx to kind of express myself in that way. And I have Jinx do it, and then I leave it there. I don't take it home with me, or I don't, you know, act on certain things, which has really been helpful for me, which I'm really appreciative of having Jinx.
Yeah. And a lot like you, like I feel like most of my life stressors are alleviated when I'm just working on everybody and just around them. So it's nice for me to kind of angrily airbrush all of it out, and then it's over with. For the most part.
For the most part. Or you can cover your mistakes.
Yeah, just cover it.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's fine. No one's gonna know about it.
Hey, just cover it. That's all you gotta do. You just cover it. I'm just start talking in a Brooklyn accent. Or if Jinx had a Brooklyn accent. Hey, you kid, why don't you come over here, alright?
Almost when you're trying to figure it out, you're like, should I just do that?
That was when I was talking. And now I'm like not talking as Jinx at all.
Your sass meter was through the roof.
The roof.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been asking about our logo too.
Our
the inspiration behind it and like what it means.
I mean, I feel like you have a little more of a deeper meaning. I know I wanted something that everyone can rock and identify with because of what our entire team stands for, about just being creative and being you and doing whatever makes your heart happy. That it's an easy symbol to put around a bunch of different places as a reminder. Like, we all have our tattoos and stuff like that. It's just nice as a reminder.
Yeah, the symbol behind it, which Rotting Pork actually did, Kat.
So talented.
She's an amazing artist. And I'll put her in the description below. But she is amazing at what she does. She's an amazing artist. And when I had talked to her about it, I said, hey, I want to create a logo for this group, and we're called Tormented Society. And I feel like the idea of being called Tormented is just like, all of us have come from like really dark places, or like we've been tortured souls is what I would like to imagine. And everyone has their own story, you know, everyone has their own background of what they had to overcome, you know, and I love that. So the idea of a tormented soul, I wanted something like that, and have Tormented Society. When we're picking the name, it was just, I feel like Tormented Society really just clicked. And then with the logo, I wanted to be a triangle, just because Illuminati confirmed. Just kidding. I wanted to be an upside down triangle because I feel like, and the way it is, it's in a spiral, and the lines are not all straight. And I feel like in a way, our paths sometimes are kind of crooked, and our paths are kind of like
distorted.
Yeah, we're kind of like trying to find our way, but at the end of the day, there's the middle, which is the small triangle, and that's our core. Our core value is family. Our core value is appreciating others and using your talent for the group, for something that's even bigger than all of us. That's what I think. I think that we want to do things that are way bigger than us. At one point, we're definitely going to be like, we have no idea what to do. And I feel like right now, like certain things, we're like, we have no idea what to do. We're just kind of winging it. And people love the authenticity of it. Yeah. People love the fact that we're just kind of honest.
Because I feel like it can be mistaken by some that, you know, this is for money or for fame, but really, like, it's just to express yourself and for everyone to feel that they can do exactly just that. That's all. I mean, that's all it's about. And, you know, it's about finding people who have those same common struggles that you have, and finding your own peace with it, but also finding people that you can align with and rely on in those tough times.
And the logo's pretty dope. I mean,
it looks good on merch.
It looks pretty dope on merch, if I do say so. Yeah, we all have the Tormented logo on tatted somewhere. I think Trix is the only one that doesn't have it. I think because that's mainly because she doesn't
have tattoos, but the rest of us are all tatted.
We're all tatted up, and we don't really. It's like a cult.
So sorry, Mom. I'm very tatted. I didn't mean to. It just happened. I'll just tell you.
Okay. Day in the life. We got an event. All right. We got an event to do.
I'm stressed just thinking.
We got an event to do. Story Films hits us up.
All right.
JX.
Well, wait, no.
JX
Let's just backtrack to the real disaster show, which was New Orleans. So our first event, we decided to travel to New Orleans to go to Hong Kong. Really exciting. None of us have been in New Orleans. All of us are super excited to be in a spooky place.
Which Hong Kong?
Super fun.
Super fun. We're going back next year.
Also, their costume ball. If you didn't go, you missed out. Because
that was fun.
But before all of that fun stuff happened, we get in. Our flight gets in late. I'm running on no sleep because I was just packing up all my makeup stuff because I've never had to travel with all my FX stuff.
I think all of us were running with no sleep.
Which, that's another story that we'll get into, especially with Eldritch and Vanity, because it's all Vanity's fault. But
he's gonna watch this and be like,
he's gonna hang me that I still brought this up.
But
also, he can never live that down because that is the epitome of who he is as a person. But our first day started out with makeup at 5 a.m. and 5 a.m. doesn't sound that early, but when you have to do hour-long makeups on 5 people total,
yeah,
that's a really freaking long time. And I'm the only one that does the makeup, so I had to get everyone dressed and ready, which at the time we were still trying to figure out everyone's concrete makeup look. So I'm not just doing the work, I'm also trying to figure out what I wanted to tweak. The nice thing is with Jinx and Trix is I didn't have to really think about it that much. I just wanted them to look good. But then after that, after those long 5-6 hours, maybe 7, I don't really know, it was all a blur. I then made Eldritch do my makeup because I'm not doing my own makeup.
Absolutely not.
So after 7 hours of getting ready, the entire team's ready to go. And then they have to go be on show. So from hanging out in their makeup for several hours, they had to go out and act and be everyone's photo op, which was cool. But it definitely is a process, which is something that I'm bringing in an assistant for to help me out in the future, because it does turn into such a stressor for me, and this is supposed to be something that's fun and that I get to just do my thing and have fun and do it the way I want to, but I definitely do need some help. So, but yeah.
Yeah, we'll be getting that help for her. We already have someone in mind, so that's awesome. And I feel like the more that we progress and the more that other characters get added on, the more that I definitely want you to be more at ease with everything.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, 3 new characters, y'all. Go to Nights of Horror. They have exclusive content on the new characters.
So we have the Tormented Boy, we have Tormented Calypso, and we also have Tormented Distemper. 3 new people. I think we have 1 or 2 that we're adding left, and then we are donezo at our cap at
For
the
now.
moment
For now.
of our family that we're trying to grow into a little army.
Pretty
But-
much. I think that's the other thing, too, that I wanted to talk about. We're all very close.
Mm-hmm.
And that's super dope.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I've been a part of a lot of groups, and a lot of groups are not like that. They don't have that family. They say they're family, but they don't really have that family aspect.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're all, despite all this, despite everything that we're doing, we're all very like, hey, let's just hang out, you know?
Yeah.
Which I find super dope. Like, we're playing Call of Duty with with Ashton and Toby, you know, like it's just a chill time, you know. Lena's always hanging out with Danny. And then I'm always here like, hey, Serena, Trix, let's go. Let's go slide, you know? She's always down to slide, which I really love.
I think it's nice too because everyone just gets to like hang out. But it's not like, you know, like those friend groups where you have to be with each other and you have to be doing something at all times. Like, I feel like with most of them, like, we could just be sitting down in a silent room. And I know Ashton has said this, that we can, like, sit in a room and all of us are fine because we're just together.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, we're together. It's fine. I don't care. Like, we're silent, but we're in each other's space. So I can sit on my phone and ignore everybody, but it's not a weird thing.
Yeah. Which I super love that. How many times did I say super?
Super. A lot of
Super.
Super.
A lot of people wanted to know about Jinx's story and his kind of like timeline. So I'll talk about that right now. And Jinx's story is basically that he was a jester for the king, and he was basically did anything for the king, was very loyal, but he was treated like a dog and was kept in a dungeon. And because he was treated that way, he decided one day to escape and kill the king and queen. He slitted their throats with an axe, and now he roams the streets as he pleases, which is why he doesn't talk. As a jester, he was talking a lot. It's kind of like Dance Monkey Dance. And now that he can do whatever he wants, he chooses not to talk. He can talk, but he chooses not to. So if he ends up talking to you, be careful.
Good on you. You're talking in the chair.
Be careful.
Bug the crap out of you.
That's Jinx's kind of brief summary.
Can we just talk about Jinx in the chair?
What?
He's the biggest pain in my ass.
I know he is.
So Jinx just loves to mess with me while he's in the chair, and it makes me so angry. I'll be doing the final touches, like his black lipstick that takes way more focus than you would think, and he will start either playing with my makeup brushes, or he'll pretend to fall asleep in the chair, so his head just starts like dangling, and it's the most annoying thing ever. And it gets to the point where like people are just like, wow, like you get really tired of Jinx, don't you? And I'm like, yeah, dude, he's annoying. Like, he doesn't let me just like do my work. And I know that you love to mess with me, but really, just gets
Sorry.
me good.
Sorry.
Or not.
I'm not. I'm really not. TikTok. I was looking through TikTok and
Remember that one time when you became TikTok famous in like a matter of a weekend? I remember.
TikTok.
Yeah, I can't get anything. but
First
it's
of
fine.
all, I want to say TikTok, I love you guys. Fans are great. Love you guys. I still don't get it. I'm still trying to figure it out.
I mean, you don't get it.
I'm still trying to figure it out.
You take 20 minutes to make one video.
Exactly. Some
if not
people,
longer.
yeah, because I'm trying to perfect it because I still don't get it. I just feel like TikTok is another platform that is amazing to use and an amazing tool to get your name out there. And even the videos are kind of like random too. Like some of them will go viral and some of them won't. And the one that kind of went viral on my end was, the one that I made a bunch of different faces. Remember that one?
Yeah.
It was this Indonesia song. And I was literally
From
making,
Indonesia,
from Indonesia. And I was just doing random faces. And then it got...
It kind of sounded like K-pop though, doesn't it?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. And I got like 11.7 million plays on that and like 780K likes.
He literally was
weird.
like, I'm gonna get a TikTok, guys. And then 3 days later, he's like, wait, I have this many followers. When Ashton and Toby, they do a lot of cosplay, or they did at the time. And so they have a lot of followers because they've been in the game for so long.
And Ashton
like,
kind
TikTok was Musically.
Yeah.
But
Ashton kind of helped me.
Chris runs in here and just takes it over.
Ashton and Chris, so shout out to them. But yeah, I'm still trying to figure it out. I love TikTok. I don't feel like I could be on that app for so long. But
though when you're bored, especially during quarantine.
Yeah, when you're bored, you're just kind of like, I guess that's what it is. It also doesn't tell you. Have you noticed it doesn't tell you the time on the corner?
Wait, what?
What? Go on TikTok right now. Go on TikTok right now.
It does.
Okay, they must have added that. Because no, I swear.
Is it because your phone's older than mine?
It might be because of my phone, but it doesn't tell the time. So you don't tell like you could be scrolling there for like, all right, I'm just gonna be on it for 5 minutes.
It sounds like fake news.
No. I swear. No, but I definitely have been on there for, I'm like, all right, 5 minutes. 3 hours go by and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's 5 a.m.
But you know what, the one that's the most relatable is the one with Lilo from Lilo and Stitch. When the Elvis is playing in the background, she's like, just leave me to die. That's how I feel during quarantine.
During quarantine. Self-isolation.
Dude, I'm over it. I just want to go outside and hang with my family.
A lot of events have been canceled. What do you think of that? Because all the events that we go to, we had so much planned. Like, we were going to release new characters during a certain time.
And I was going to be doing a demo for Monsterpalooza with Mel products.
And because everything that has been happening, it kind of really just...
put everything on a hold.
Yeah, and it sucks.
Photo shoots that we had lined up.
Photo shoots. Which
is part of the reason why, like, we knew we wanted to do a TikTok, but I feel like right now there's such a demand because everyone's hanging out at home, but what better time to just do this? Granted, later on we're going to have, the full gaggle of Tormented, but...
kind of a blessing in disguise if you think about it.
Yeah, I feel like this year has started off... We've had this idea for TS for so long that it was kind of like self-manifestation. And I feel like that's something that we've been really blessed with, is that it kind of just has snowballed and it worked out in some weird way. But like, even like we were talking about, like, even though all the cons are canceled, we somehow made it to Hong Kong. And Hong Kong, we were able to do what we came in for, we did our thing and it worked out.
We did so much at Hong Kong.
We did so much, and there's so many people that doubted us for going so far, but like, it worked. That
ended up being the only convention we did.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And that was the first one, and like, thank God, because if we did wait, we'd be sitting on so much stuff right now doing absolutely nothing.
Sorry, I got real excited from what you were saying. Your speech was
it's
very motivating to me.
It's true though, so I feel like, self-manifestation, if you don't believe it, that's a whole different situation, but it's a thing, no matter what you believe in. If you believe in what you're doing, it's gonna work out. I mean, I feel like that was something that I had to learn a little bit when it came to, like, just starting out Jinx, but after that happened, I was like, alright, if this happened, then that means we could probably do a whole lot of other stuff. And like, I remember when I told my parents about it, they're like, okay, Tormented Society, cool. And then like, once we started like showing them everything and they were like listening into like our meetings and stuff like that, they were like, oh shit, wait, this is real. And now my dad's always just like, so what about this, what about that?
All right, let's talk about legal things.
Yeah, no,
now it's legit.
My dad is such a business mind that like, I told him, and he's like, so I've already thought of X, Y, and Z. And it was like, in 22 Jump Street, where he takes the Wi-Fi and he just starts saying like the math equation.
Yeah.
That's my dad's just like, Tormented Society, how can we do this right? That's exactly how we saw it, which is great because, there are things that I don't know. So, it's great to have him around. What a guy.
What a guy. So here in the podcast, we're literally going to talk to everyone on the squad, one, and then two, we're just going to talk about random things. We're going to talk about their story. We're also going to be talking about just random thoughts that come into our head,
stories,
inside
like
jokes,
vanity in the airport,
oh,
or to talk about vanity in the Uber.
oh.
All of our best stories have started.
Dude, he's
with
gonna
him
hate
on
us
accident.
after this.
It's fine though, because he has plenty of embarrassing things to say about us,
That's true.
so I'm not that mad.
Ashton's like, right, Vanity's writing notes. He's like, all right, here's what I'm gonna say. Transition to the next segment. That was very, very smooth, as you can see. We're very, very well polished in the podcast, world. Would you rather haunt edition? Ooh.
You have your own.
No
your own
one's
thing
excited, man. Like, get excited, y'all. I think everyone's just
All right, ask me questions.
self-isolation. And she's like, move on. The joke's over. Okay, you ready? I have a couple questions. These are rapid fire.
Okay.
You ready?
Mm-hmm. But
Would
you know
you?
my brain works really slow.
Yeah, I get you. If you want to elaborate on things, you can.
Okay.
Would you rather have it be Halloween year-round or only once a year so you can savor it?
No, year round. What do you mean? Our life is year round.
This is true. You are really correct. Would you rather be stalked by Michael Myers or Freddy Krueger?
Freddy Krueger.
Why?
He's scarier.
He's scarier?
Yeah.
Would
or
you
Jeepers Creepers. Oof. Childhood ruined.
Would you rather face off against Jason or Ghostface?
Jason.
Would you rather be locked in a haunted insane asylum? A haunted insane asylum or lost in the woods with a killer on the loose?
The woods. You can hide. Find more places to hide. Asylum, you're stuck.
Yeah, I don't really get that question. I'm getting these online, so don't hate the messenger. Would you rather ride?
Don't know.
Would you rather give? Okay, let's see. Let me just keep scrolling. Would you rather wake up in the middle of the night to Pennywise or Chucky?
Chucky.
I mean, are we talking like, are they going to be friends, or
Chucky.
are they friends with me, or are they here to kill
I used
me?
to purposely never ever watch Chucky when I was little. He used to freak the hell out of me. But now I think it's funny.
Well, this is a good one. Would you rather have a pumpkin for a head or knives for hands?
Considering I want to look like Andrew, I want to have knives for hands. Also, if you don't know, Andrew is Nocturne, Danny's boyfriend. And I kid you not, one of these days he's going to be on our podcast, but he looks exactly like Edward Scissorhands. Or, who does, crap. What does Ashton call him? Cole Sprouse?
Cole Sprouse.
Yeah, he looks like a lot of things, but he's the cutest thing in the world and the nicest person.
Would you rather become a vampire or a werewolf?
Vampire.
Would you rather? I would honestly werewolf. Would you rather have more haunted house movies or more serial killer movies? Serial killer movies for me.
Really?
Mhm.
I like haunted house movies because I feel like it makes me more scared to go through mazes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, would you rather be stuck in It Follows or Just It? Ooh, that's a good one.
It.
Really?
Yeah.
I think It Follows.
Why?
It's simple. Just don't have sex. That's... All right, those are all the questions.
What a transition.
What a transition, guys.
Yeah.
On to our next segment. As you can see, we are well polished again.
I hate you.
Subscribe. Turn that bell notifications on YouTube. And what do you do on when you're listening on Spotify? How do you follow? Just
like
follow.
And download.
Like and download.
Press that heart.
Press that heart.
Press that heart, partner.
Press that heart, partner.
How did that even come up though?
Okay, so story time. No,
yeah,
we
yeah,
gotta
tell me
wait.
now.
Do we save this story with Ashton and Toby?
No. We gotta get it out there because we use it way too much so no one understands
We do,
it.
right?
So no one thinks it's funny.
This is true. Okay, so we were in costume.
I have it on Snapchat. We can put it in there later.
Okay, so we'll play the video
Here, now. Yep.
now. So we were all dressed up, going out to the ball, right, for HauntCon.
Yeah, so they did like a thank you costume ball at this really awesome venue, and it was like these 3 giant rooms, also open bar, so thank you. And we like thought it was gonna be like a small party, like we were already preparing in our minds, we're like, all right, like so we'll like get free drinks and then we'll leave.
Be
and
there for like a quick 20 minutes and that's it.
We walked in, it was like a full blown party, and so we spent the entire night there. And it was so funny because everyone recognized them from the con because they just kept their makeup on all day. Also, side note, so someone stole our Super Soul that I ordered and shipped to our Airbnb. So 1, thanks, sir, because you're going to have liquid that you don't know what the hell to do with it. 2, I had no Super Soul to take off anyone's prosthetics that night. So, knowing what I know and what most makeup artists know, alcohol when wearing prosthetics is the worst. It's going to unstick. It's going to come off. It's not good. So, last day of makeup, I told everyone, new objective. If you want your makeup off at the end of the night, you got to drink a lot. So, we did that, and it was an open bar, and it worked out. But when we got to the party, I mean, people were dancing, but they weren't, like, out of control.
No, and it was one of those things where I was like, all right, I'm going to go in there. Me being me as the person that I am, not as Jinx, just going in as...
Alan?
Yeah, I went, I'm just going to dance and bring the party to life. That's what I'm going to do. So I went, and they started playing Old Town Road. And as soon as that happened, all were dancing, right? I was dancing with Trix and the entire team.
Do you remember her name?
I don't remember her
Wasn't it
name.
Jenna?
I don't know. But she was the one that ran...
Yeah. We're going to name her Jenna. I don't remember her real name off the bat. I have her on Instagram, but her name's Jenna for the moment. And she's one of the people that helps run HauntCon. So we've run into her multiple times, but this time we were in party mode, which makes it even funnier.
And I was like... She was dressed up in a full-on cowgirl outfit. And I was like, okay. And then I see the song comes on and I'm turning around and everyone goes crazy for the song. And I'm like, I look over and I see this cowgirl and she's like doing her little step. And I go, okay, partner. And everyone in our group died when I said that.
And somehow I got this all on video because I got most of the night
Somehow. And I probably will post it on my TikTok if I could ever get it.
So the rest of the time, our new term for everybody is just partner.
It's
but
like,
every
okay,
time
partner.
we say it, it's just the funniest thing ever. So if you actually look back at the Nights of Horror podcast, I don't ever normally take part in their debauchery.
Words.
Debauchery?
Yes.
I'm just a makeup artist. And so I never ever like say anything because I'm just I'm just an introvert. I keep my silliness for very few. But in that moment, it was like the perfect window. And even Alan was like, he's like, I saw it like in the video that you had it lined up. And I slipped it in there. And everyone died because I never say anything. But it is definitely in our everyday language. Of, okay, partner.
Okay, partner.
Okay, partner, let's go.
Okay, partner, let's go. And then we saw like a pirate when we were walking down the street of New Orleans, and I was like, ahoy, partner. So it can be used in all different kinds of terms. You just gotta
use it.
Just gotta use it, partner.
Start it.
Partner, and tough and butter.
And if they don't know what it is, then refer them back to this podcast, and then you're welcome.
You're welcome.
And then you're gonna see the clip, and then you're gonna laugh.
Because that's, yeah.
Because that's Tormented Society.
That's Tormented Society.
We should have everybody on just to talk about the New Orleans trip.
That would be cool.
That could be like a 2-parter, though, because that was a whole lot.
That's a lot. But
we were there for, what, 5 days, 6 days?
Yeah, because the convention was only like, 3 days?
Yeah. It was a great time.
And we're makeup for
met
2 of those.
awesome people. We met Charles, the owner of World of Chaos, and his crew.
Mm-hmm.
Shelby, who's one of his makeup artists. She's
Shout out to them.
And I'm sorry, I forgot your name. What's his name? The guy, the blue cloud. I remember Roadkill for sure. Roadkill was on his own level that night.
He was.
Why can't I think of his name? I'm sorry. We're friends.
We friends.
I'll see you soon.
Segue. Perfect transition again.
You're really good at those.
I'm just on top of it. I try.
What an actor.
I try.
What are you, Jesus Christ? You're amazing.
Wow. What are your thoughts on the new characters we got? because everyone knows that we have Tricks. We as well have Vanity,
Nocturne.
Eldridge, Nocturne. We got Jinx. New characters. Any makeup ideas or anything that you want to share with us?
One of them is a Stilt Walker. So we don't have anyone in our team that's just a Stilt Walker. So I didn't think that's going to be freaking scary. But with that,
She's terrifying.
our Stilt Walker also gets her own pet. TS gets their first pet in the family, which is really awesome. Because you have somebody who does great animal impersonations, which is really awesome. And then we get one of my favorite people in the entire world who is also a great rapper in life. He's awesome.
An amazing slider.
Amazing slider. He's like a little spider monkey. But love that kid to death, and so we get to bring him into our family. I'm just really excited for everybody. I feel like everyone has their own thing that they bring to the table. I know Tormented Boy brings in his music, and Calypso brings in her stilt skills and just her being freaking scary from So Tall. And then we have Distemper, who is her own kind of beast. And I feel like she's going to be the darkest and the scariest of anybody on our team. And that's going to be really fun to get to do. But other than that, don't want to say any more because it is supposed to be a surprise.
Ooh. Ah. I'm hyping you up.
The crowd goes wild.
The crowd goes wild.
What is that?
Huh?
What is that from?
I have no idea. We also had to postpone our slide day, which I'm super bummed about.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, all you sliders, I am coming up with a new slider day, so
And also, if
stay
you're not
tuned.
a slider, because I'm not a slider, you get to hang out with me and everybody else that is not a slider, or if you are too shy to slide, whatever it may be, we're hanging out. All of TS, people from all sorts of haunts, all walks of life, kids, teenagers, adults, we're just hanging. I think it'll be fun, because I feel like a lot of times haunt-related stuff is very closed off. But I feel like there's such a way that you can turn this into a social aspect, and I feel like I really want to tune in on
Exactly. This is our podcast, All Things Tormented. We had so much fun with you guys today.
that. This was actually a lot easier than I thought it was going to be.
It's kind of daunting when you have a camera in front of you and you're just kind of talking.
Especially
And
when
you have
you're
a
not an
microphone.
actor.
Yeah, it's
Like moi.
very daunting. So thank you for joining us and listening to us. I really appreciate you guys. We love all of our fans, and we want to stay connected and with you guys. So if you guys have any thoughts on what we should talk about on the
You can
podcast,
comment on anything. We all have Instagram.
all the Instagrams would be down below description.
Jinx, myself, and then we actually have a Tormented page that we have TikTok.
TikTok.
All of us are really active on it. That if you comment on our stuff, we will always comment back. And we just thank everybody for the support, because we could not be here whatsoever without you guys, especially in the short time that we've been doing this. And it's just exciting because I feel like we're growing our little army of people who just love spooky stuff and love creating and just living a better, happier life. Really.
Yeah, we have a lot of new things too that we are gonna talk about more, that I would like to talk about more on the podcast, and that's future endeavors, which is we're probably gonna touch upon makeup wise what we want to do and what our goal is. We're also gonna be talking about what we're gonna do in terms of sliding, our dreams on that. We're also gonna talk about maybe
Film stuff.
So we'll have more topics about that, and we'll be talking more. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching.
And don't forget, sorry to cut you off, but shameless plug. We do have merch. So if you find us on Teespring at Tormented Society, you'll find all of our merch. And the main thing that I'm promoting are the leggings, because I designed them myself. Alan did the rest.
Leggings are
Those
bomb.
leggings are cute though. So
They be cute though, or whatever.
and they're unisex. So like if you need compressions for slider practice. I know Jinx always wears my leggings. It's a fact. They're comfortable.
Facts. They're very comfortable.
And
No
they're gonna be
shame.
coming in soon, and I'll be posting them all over Instagram because they're cute or whatever.
They're cute or whatever.
But yeah.
All right, partner. We're gonna head off. Thank you guys. Love you guys. Enjoy your guys' night. Stay safe. Be healthy. Wash your hands.
Social distancing, quarantine with all your favorite snacks.
We'll be back with more content. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.